The Water Better book by Dr. Seuss. On the last day of summer, 10 hours before fall, my grandfather went with me out to the wall. For a while, he stood silent. Then, finally, he said, with a very sad shake of his very old head, "As you know, on this side of the wall, we are Yuks. On the far other side of this wall live the Jukes." Then my grandfather said, "It's high time that you knew of the terribly horrible thing that Jukes do. In every Juke house and in every Juke town, every Juke eats his bread with the butter side down. But we Jukes, as you know, when we breakfast ourselves, spread our bread," grandpa said, with with the butter side up. Oh, that's the right, honest way. Grandpa grated his teeth. "So you can't trust the Duke who spreads bread underneath. Every Duke must be watched. He has kinks in his soul. That's why, as a youth, I made watching my goal. Watching Jukes, Boulder Juke, watching Boulder Patrol. Mm, in those days, of course, the wall wasn't so high, and I could look any Juke's care in the eye. If he dared to come close, I could give him a twitch with my tufted, prickly snake berry switch. Um, uh, for a while, that worked fine. I worked fine. All the jukes stayed away, and our country was safe. Then one terrible day, a very rude jukes by the name of Benici snuck up and slingshotted my sneakberry switch. With my broken off switch, with my head down in shame, to the chef Yokoru, in great sorrow I came. But our leader just smiled. He said, "You are not to blame, and those jukes will be sorry they started this game. We'll dress you right up in a pencil suit. We'll give you a pencil slingshot to shot." Mm. And he ordered the boys in the back room to finger how to build some sort of triple string jigger. With my triple string jigger, I sure felt much bigger. I marched to the wall with great beam and great vigor, right up to Benici with my hand on the trigger. Oh, oh.
Uh-uh. I have a normal nonsense, I said with a frown. From juice with bread, with the butter side down. Banish looked quite sickly. He ran off quite quickly. I'm unhappy to say he came back the next day in a 15-year suit with a big new machine, and he smiled as he said, looking frightfully mean, "You may fling those locks in your tip selling jigger." But I also now have my hand on the trigger. My wonderful weapon, the jigger snatch him, will fling him right back just as quick as we catch him. We'll have normal nonsense, we'll take normal gog. From the use we bred with the butter side up. I have felt sure I sobbed as I made my report to the chief recruit in the headquarters fort. He just laughed. You've done nothing and all of the sort. Our slingshot have failed. Then was old-fashioned stuff. Slingshots, dear boy, are not modern enough. All we need is some newfangled kind of a gun. My boys in the back room have just now begun to think a war of him with X1. My bright boys are thinking they are on the right track. They'll think one up king and will send you right back. They thought of a great one. They certainly did. They thought of a gun called the Kick of Pumpkin, which they loaded with powerful kick of tooth powder and ants eggs and bees legs and dried fried clam chowder. They carefully trained a real smart dog named Daniel to serve as our country's first gun-toting spaniel. Then Daniel, the Kick of Tooth Spaniel, and I marched back toward the wall with our heads held up high, while everyone cheered and their cheers filled the sky. Fight, fight for the bar side up, do or die. Well, we didn't do, and we didn't quite die, but we sure did get one for Daniel and I. And each was there too, and he said the old pig. The boys in my bank room invented this league called the Ain't Nose Elephant Toted Boom Bridge. It's just high explosive shower cherry stone pitch.
Yes. And we'll put your dump keep a cool kind of the fridge. For Daniel and I were scared out of our wits. Once more by Bennett I was best and beat. Once again I limped home from the war in the past. I drive and I stage and my spirit were low as I thought that they ever could go. When I hear a boomba and a diddle diddle, and our bottle of band marched up over the hill. The ship Uckerel had sent them to meet me along with the right side of song girls to greet me. They sang, "Oh, be faithful, believe in the bottle." They lift my spirit right out of the kettle. My boy smiled the ship crueler. We've just bought and made you a general. You've been promoted. Your pretty new uniform's ready. Get in it. The big war is coming. You're going to begin it. And what's more, this time you're certain to win it. My boys in the back room have finally found how. Just wait till you see what they pull up now. In their great new machine, you'll fly over the world and clobber those bottle down jukes on and on. Those boys in the back room sure knew how to pro. They made me a thing called the odorless puddle, and I jumped abroad with my heart and a flutter, and steered toward the land of the upside down bottle. This machine was so moral, so frightfully new. No one knew quite exactly just what it would do. But it had several facets that spring blue goo, which somehow would spring the jukes as I flew, and gum up the upside-down bottle they chew. I was racing pell-mell when I heard a boy yell, "If you spring us jukes, you'll get springed as well." Bennett had a bottle exactly like mine, and he yelled, "My blue gooer is working just fine, and I'm here to say that if Jukes can go Jukes, you'd better forget it, cause Jukes can go Jukes." I flew right back home, and as you may have guessed, I have downright despondent, disturbed, and distressed.
And I saw just as soon as I stepped back on land, so were all of the girls of the bottle of band. The chef drum major, the Miss Yuki and Sue said that was a pretty sour flight that you flew, and the ship Yukaru has been looking for you. I raced to his office. The place was a sight. Have no fears, said the ship. Everything is all right. My bright backroom boys have been brighter than bright. They, they, thou get that no more than new. It is filled with my stereos moo like a moo and can blow all those jukes clear to Salamagu. They invented the BC big boy boom maru. You just run to the work like a nice little man. Drop this bomb on the jukes just as fast as you can. I have ordered or used to stay safe underground while the big boy Boomeroo is around. As I raced for that wall with the boom in my hand, I noticed that every last youth in our land was obeying our ship Yukaru's scream command. They were all bravely marching with banners of Luther down a hole for their country and right side of butter. That when grandfather found me, he grabbed me. He said, you should be down that hole, and you are up her instead. But perhaps this is all for the better somehow. You will see me make history right here and right now. Grandpa leaped up that wall with a loud leap, and he cleared his horse throat with a populous beep. He screamed, "Here's the end of that terrible town full of Jews who eat bread with the butter side down." And at that every instant we heard a club of feet on the wall and old Vanich clubbed up. The boy in his back room had made him one too. In his fist was another big boy boomeroo. "I'll blow you," he yelled, "into pork and wee beans. I'll butter side of you to small smithereens." "Grandpa," I shout, "be careful, Ogie. Who's going to drop it? Will you? Or will he? Be petulant, said Grandpa. "Well, see, we will see."